Hello Peas, I'm Garden Girl Paige Evans, and my layout and how-to video today is free-for-all. I got to choose the colors and designs and anything that floated my boat. So I based my entire layout around the Styleboard by Maggie Holmes for Crepe Paper metal bow die set. I also used the 6x6 paper pad, and here are some other really fun products in this line. Sticker sheets, thickers, the gorgeous pattern papers. Seriously swooning over these things. And embellishments galore like washi tape, flare badges, a doily embossing folder, rub-ons, gold foil stickers, corkboard, dimensional stickers, photo overlays, chipboard frames, and journaling cards in so many varieties, not to mention all of these other little embellishments like sequins and vellum die cuts, and possibilities are endless, really. So I've grabbed my Cuttlebug die cut machine, putting down the A plate followed by the C plate, and then the three little pieces of the bow die. I am using papers from the 6x6 pad, trimming a little rectangle, placing it face down, and followed by the B plate, and that's when you run it through the machine. Honestly, the little papers are kind of hard to get out of the metal die, but I found it's best to use either a little pencil or a dull paper piercer so it doesn't poke a tiny hole through your paper. Here I'm just using a pencil and erasing the little dot marks. Okay, and the next step is to assemble the bow. So you take this 8 looking shape and you bend the edges under, and then you wrap the little rectangle around the center, and you have the world's cutest paper bow. I die cut 22 of these bows, and instead of assembling them using the same papers for each bow, I'm going for an eclectic look, and I'm going to make them using 3 different pattern papers. So I'll have a really fun variety of paper bows for my layout. Just showing you a couple more times how to assemble these little bows. It's super easy. And then to keep everything in place, I went ahead and ran them through my sewing machine. And this is the picture that I Instagrammed of them because they just look so pretty all lined up. I've chosen this paper from the Styleboard line, and I'm going to whitewash the background just so the bows pop a little more off the background. I'm going to use 2 coats of white paint and let it dry between. Time for the second coat. As I was doing this, I liked how the drops of white paint looked. So next, once this dries, I'm going to just shake some more white paint dots. Now, if I was smart, I would have let it dry completely, but I wanted to finish this layout while my daughter was taking a nap, so the dots aren't exactly dry, but it's all right. So here I'm finding the exact center of the layout. I'm mostly erasing it. There's still a tiny dot so I can see. Adding my photo to the center, so this way the layout looks like a really cool frame. Framing my photo. So now comes the fun part of building the layout. I'm starting to place the paper bows where I want them, and I'm trying to mix all the patterns. So if 2 of the bows use the same pattern paper, I want to separate them, so you get a nice balance of color all around the layout. So I'm just going to let you watch my creative process to see how this layout came together. I left the strings long on the bows instead of trimming them off because I liked how it gave it a more quilted look. If you know me, you know I love quilts. I haven't actually ever made a quilt. one more hobby than I need, right? So I'm using this chipboard adorable embellishment for the title, and I'm just tucking some vellum die cuts here and there around the layout. Helps draw the eye all around the page. Using the triangle method, so there's 3 large clusters of embellishments and a couple of more little clusters that don't use such bright colors, so they don't stand out as much as the visual triangle clusters. So your eyes don't wander off the page, I'm using this craft and gold foil washi tape, and I'm placing it at a slight angle across the bottom. I'll also do it across the top. Flip it over, trim the excess, and then you could trim the excess across the bottom, but I'm just going to fold it up. And repeating across the top edge with the angle going the opposite direction, so it'll be a little bit thicker on the right side. I'm doing it upside down so my head doesn't get in view of the camera. And again, creasing it, folding it over the top, and trimming off the sides. I always like to stamp the date of my layouts because I file them away in chronological order. I think black would be too dark, so I'm using this gray pen, making sure that the spacing is right and stamping it on the white paint so it stands out a little bit. Trimmed this journaling card, just the bottom section of it, and tucking it under the washi tape, and that's where I'm going to journal. You can read the journaling in the comments or in the instructions below. And other than that, that's the finishing touch to this layout. So I really enjoyed using this metal bow die set. It is my new favorite tool, and I highly recommend it. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day.